your book?
Yes, my name is David Witherington Stewart. I'm a Florida author. I'm 80.
Carol Kinney is a writer. I write
our very intimate Reader's Magnet author we have here, Alan Karen Rennie. It is Unfaded Beauty, book 1 of 4, the new Proverbs 31 Woman series.
All right, good afternoon, East Coast. Good morning, Mountain, Central. Good morning, people from the West. Good morning, Hawaii. Good morning, Alaska. We are here today. We are here this afternoon because we would want to know more about our author of the hour. Our author of the hour has written and published 2 books in a span of 1 year. How awesome is that, right? And we will get to know more about those books and her inspiration, her motivation, and really what it is to be like an author and why she actually wrote these books. So without further ado, I will not, grab the light from her, and I will let her be the one, straight from the horse's mouth, Jill Neipower. Jill, how are you today?
Jill Neipower, yes, I'm great. Thank you for having me today. It's a pleasure to be here.
How are you? I mean, 2 books in 1 year. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, I've been laser focused. I really took this journey of healing and turning my pain into power is kind of how I looked at it. These are my 2 books. And this one is really about a self-love journey, about how I healed myself and how I overcame certain mindsets. And, I always, since I was born, we're born for success, but we're programmed to fail. And so we get raised in this world and we end up getting, conditioned by the outside world. You can't do this. You have to go this way. You have to believe this. You have to be like this, and I was raised, with a lot of, energies that, came out of their ego, like limited mindsets of people, on fleshly things and looking outside of themselves. And so it was challenging because I knew at a young age that the world was reflection. It was the inside out. So what I felt on the inside, I reflected on the outside. And I knew that everybody was a mirror pushed out. And so I had to learn how to, love all parts of myself and integrate my shadow and my light self in order to, become the best version of myself. And so growing up, I had this bright light and I just wanted to learn and grow, but I had a lot of people around me that didn't want to learn and grow. And so I was stuck. And every time I tried to go forward, I was like pulled back. But I was learning. These people were teaching me because I was getting resilient. I was learning how to handle pain. I was learning about how people's mindsets were, how they function, how I don't want to be loved and how I do want to be loved. I always saw the good and the bad. And so really it taught me. And but I was experiencing a lot of negativity and that got in my brain. And I started to feel, okay, maybe I am not good enough. Like I knew inside I had these big dreams and I still didn't let go of that dream, but I did settle a bit. I accepted that, okay, I guess this is the way. But in the background, I was still listening to stuff at night and following the successful people and learning how they thought and what they did. and trying to find a way out, trying to find a better way so I could expand and become more in this world. I wanted to love people and make a difference. And so I've always been about that. And then I guess there was a point in my life where I was just done taking disrespect, and I just said, I can't carry people's stuff anymore. And I was always apologizing, thinking that I was the problem, because I was told I was the problem. I was told that I wasn't going to be anything, that I wasn't enough. And I had to say, no, that's not my truth. That's projections. That's not who I am. And so I had to let that go, and I had to cut some cords and move away from those energies, because, I had to learn how to teach myself how to treat myself.
Yeah.
And to treat myself kindly. And so I went within, and I did a lot of meditation and a lot of self-growth and reflecting. And when something bad happened, I would, instead of reacting, I would say, okay, what can I learn from this? What is this teaching me about myself?
Yeah.
How do I overcome this? How do I become better from it? And I took all those rocks and I built on it. And so, but I got to a point where, I wasn't accepted by the people that I was around, because I didn't think like them. I wouldn't put them on a pedestal anymore. I wouldn't take the disrespect, and they didn't want to respect me. So I had to walk away, and I went to my knees to God. And at COVID happened, and all this control, and people quit wearing masks and shots, and and fear and kids shootings, and I was devastated. And I just went to my knees. I said, I can't do this anymore. I said, I get emotional because this was the moment for me. This is the pivotal moment for me. I went on my knees and I said, take me, just save the kids, take me. And it was amazing. I had this moment, and it's like the windows opened up, and like these rose-colored glasses were lifted off of me, and he used me. All of a sudden I had this, got myself out of the way, got my lower mind out of the way, got my ego out of the way, and I allowed God to work through me, to flow through me. And I started to write, and I started to heal, and I started to share all of my experiences and what I learned, and put it together in my poetry book so I could help other people be free, to break free from these prisons, to choose love instead of fear. Yes. I was so tired of the story and the narratives of, negativity and putting people down. But I realized, when I left those people, they, wanted me to crumble, and it was sad, but they didn't want me to succeed. And so there were smear campaigns, and people hacked my accounts, and people, did horrible things to me, but I didn't react, because I knew the truth of me. I knew that wasn't the truth. And I knew that God would come through for me. And I had faith. And I knew that it was just a mirror of their own projections, their own insecurities that they were trying to dump on me. So I knew that wasn't mine to take on. And so I was able to let it go and focus on what I wanted to accomplish, focus on being better, focus on making a difference, focus on love, and feed love and joy and freedom instead of fear and drama and gossip. Like, that just didn't work for me anymore. So I switched my mindset, and I started to learn and grow and study, and just work from the inside out so I could, be my best self, and started to write and to help other people break free of their box, because I came from the bottom all the way up to the top, but with just myself, with no help, no family, no friends, no support, just God. And he did it for me. He worked through me. He showed me what I needed to see. He opened my sight. He removed the people that were not for me. He opened me up to be able to welcome in people that were on my frequency, that could, celebrate me and appreciate me, because I learned about energy and how people work, and how we function out of different frequencies and different energies. And, the more positive and loving and authentic you are, the higher your frequency is. And when I'm engaging in drama and gossip and negativity, it's just keeping me stuck. Resentment or disappointment or jealousy or greed, it won't get you anywhere. But God heals your heart, he heals your mind, and he shows you, the path, the way. And it's all about faith, trusting step by step. And so that's what I did. And so I just started, and I just wanted to make a difference, and I wanted other people to be free and to not be stuck and trapped like I was, and to overcome their pain, because if I can do it, they can do it.
Absolutely. And amen to that, because it's just been 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. And that was very powerful, Jill. You talked about the pivotal moment. You actually talked about your poetry, your poems. And can we expound more about that mindset shift, right?
Yes.
Because you emphasized changing one's mindset. Can you expound further, Jill?
Yes. So it's whenever I would have a thought, I can't do this, I would stop and I would say, no, I can do this. And I would become aware of my thoughts. And when I would meditate, go within and get quiet, then I could really see what was going on in my mind, right? And get that awareness and be the big I am instead of the little me that wants to control everything, right? I could get myself out of the way and I could elevate my energy above the carnal mind, connect with God so he could show me, and teach me knowledge, wisdom, discernment, and understanding. And so what I did is I went into the scriptures and I said, man has failed me, God will not. And I started to repeat the scriptures. I started to say, I am more than a conqueror through Christ Jesus. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. I started to say, God loves me. He gave me life and more abundantly. He wants to pour out a blessing so big I could hardly contain it. And I started to read deeper into the lines. I started to go, from the milk to the meat and potatoes. And I started to get really deep into it and to see things that I didn't see before that were hidden, in between the words. And so at that point, I was able to really get those sayings in my spirit. Like God has not given me a spirit of fear, but a spirit of peace and of a sound mind. And, no weapon formed against me will ever prosper. And I also started to learn how to pray properly. See, I was raised in religion and there was a lot of fear and it was a very limited mindset. It was only one way, right? And so I actually started to say the Lord's Prayer, like, thy will be done. Thy will be done in me that is in heaven. Guide my thoughts, my actions, my words, really take me over and show me the way and guide my steps. And you said that I'm a conqueror. So I claim this and I thank you that it is done. And I started like, it's actually happening. And I just, I just really, once I got that in the spirit, that really helped me to continue to, then I could add on affirmations. Then I could start saying, I don't chase, I attract. I am, I am loved. I am beautiful. I am abundant. I'm, grateful. And I started to practice gratitude for everything. Even if I was, I went through divorce and I had all of these things thrown at me at once, but I kept my foundation. I kept my grounding because I kept close to God and I focused on what was important and who I wanted to be and how I wanted to show up for people. And so that's what I did. And I just started to write how I wanted it to be and rewrote the script. So someone else wasn't playing God and writing my script, but I was writing the script. So I took the pen in my hand and started to write and overcome the mindsets. So when I had something bad happen, I said, okay, what's the lesson in it? How can I learn to it? And how can I change my mindset from this? And it's all in here of all of the knowledge that I learned to really be able to write my own script and to overcome those mindsets.
Yeah. And your script can actually be the script of everyone else that's watching, correct?
And then permission for everybody to be able to write their story as well. Because if I heal, you can heal too.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, you were alluding to a lot of scriptures actually, right? So, Jill, tell us about the role of your faith.
Trust. It was either love or fear. Trust or or give up, right? And it was like, I had suffered so much and I've been through so much. I was like, this is my life. I want a good life for my children. I want to break these patterns. I want to break these habits. I want to be more. I can believe in myself. God believes in me. He says I'm lovely and beautifully made and that I am his daughter and he loves me and he wants to bless me. And so I started to believe what he said about me and not what the people outside of me said. And then it strengthened me from within and I remembered who I was.
But I'm sure you've gotten a lot of good words. What were some of the few words or what was the impact from the readers or from your followers? So
let's just I wrote some stuff here.
Good.
A couple notes here because I kind of skip around everywhere. A lot of people were able to shed layers. They were reflecting and they saw things from a different perspective. So it opened their mindset expanded their spirit. They were able to elevate in their energy because they were able to see patterns, and then they were able to take a look at it and say, why am I doing this? Is this serving me? And to really pay attention to what was going on, that deeper awareness, and build that foundation within themselves. Some people had a dark night of the soul because it shakes up your world a little bit, right? That whatever we were taught was not the truth of who we are. Yep. Right. And it's really to swallow that can be a hard pill sometimes. But if you keep your heart soft, you rise even more.
Yes.
And that's what it's all about.
And it's very interesting because you have a lot of followers on TikTok.
Yeah. Again, actually, I did have more, and I had people, I don't know why, but people wanted to pull me down and dim my light. And so they tried to affect my numbers. They tried to, because that's going to happen when you follow God. You're going to have opposition. People aren't going to want you to take that path. They're going to challenge you. And so your faith is tested. But that's how I knew that I didn't need outside validation. Even if 2 people watched it or got it out, that's enough if I made a difference in their life.
But you have a lot of people watching you now.
Yeah, I guess I do. But I didn't see it. I didn't need that validation because I knew who I was on the inside, and I knew the God in other people, and I knew that the God in other people had a right to come out as well.
Yes, very well said. Even I, as someone that's just listening and watching you, and like you're in Calgary, I'm in New York, and I can feel the energy and the passion right through the screen, Jill. So, I have to give it to you because we want to go to our next segment, which is the unquote segment. So let me read things that you are very familiar with, and you want to expound on this so that our viewers, our listeners, and our followers would learn a lot or learn more from you. So let me start it off with healing begins when we unlock the codes within ourselves, allowing for true enlightenment and transformation. Jill, I need your thoughts.
Okay. So for me, it was getting myself out of the way. It was humbling myself. It was knowing that there is a higher intelligence, that there's something bigger that can guide my path, that I don't have to do it all alone, so that I can ask for, the Creator, God, Jesus, what you believe in, Source, to come and work through me and to help me, because I abide in you and you abide in me. We are one. And so for me, it was about becoming aware first of my thoughts, becoming aware of what God says about me, and being able to shed layers of myself, shed parts of myself that were no longer working, finding the breadcrumbs in my life. For example, when I was younger, I went to a school called Queensland Elementary School. And that word really stuck out to me, queen. And I felt related to it. And that was like a little breadcrumb that I left for myself. And then I used to walk on fences, and it reminded me of balance, how we need balance in our lives. We need to be grounded and sturdy. We need to not be too much in our dark, too much in our light, but have balance and allow the light to flow through us. We have control over our mind, our emotions, and our body. Otherwise, if we're not aware, the lower part of us the flesh will just take over and let it make us do whatever. So we need that emotional maturity, which I had to learn to do. So that's what the healing codes is really paying attention to the signs around you. What is the universe telling you in every moment? What are you missing? Are you up in your head? Or are you in your body, grounded, paying attention to what's going on? And that's where it starts to begin your journey.
Nice. And hey, I'm actually live from Queens now. Queens, New York City. What about that, right? Yeah. So let me read another familiar quote from you. The journey to enlightenment is not just about understanding, but also about experiencing profound healing on every level. Wow.
It's accepting. Something happens, instead of fighting it, accepting it and acknowledging our feelings when we have them. Don't let them run us. But when something happens and we feel sad, see, in the past, I was told, My feelings are stupid. They're not important. We shouldn't feel them. We should press them down low. Be quiet. Don't speak your voice. All of those kind of things are put inside of us. But really, we're supposed to, when you're a kid and something happens, you cry, you blow your tantrum, you get it out, then you're okay again, right? So it's like when that feeling of upset comes, feel it. Let yourself feel it. Let the tears come out. Acknowledge that you feel sad about this. And when you acknowledge it, you're not pushing it away. So you're feeling it, and then you're freeing yourself of your body. So you're not carrying it around. It's when we don't acknowledge it and face it, then it gets stuck, and then it keeps us stuck, and it keeps us a low frequency because we're not facing it. And then it reflects in the world as a projection, right? So it's really important. So that's how I learned to, understand that life is working for me, not to me. And even when it didn't look like it was going my way, it was building me up. It was building resistance. I was overcoming pain. I was learning how to deal with situations. And I was learning to go to God to ask for help for it. When I was hurt by people, I would say, take this pain from me. Help me. I lay this at your feet. You said you lay me down by green pastures, and still waters. And and so he just really helped me when no one else did, and loved me where I needed, and brought me the balance between my body and my spirit.
Wow. Yes. Okay. Here's another unquote. By embracing our inner healing codes, we can break free from limitations and step into our true potential. Jill.
That is, I guess I kind of answered it in the last question, skipping around a bit, but really accepting what is. A lot of the time something happens and we fight it. And then we get, we waste all our energy complaining about it, making it wrong, or blaming somebody else, instead of just saying, okay, this happened. What is the solution? So asking that question, what is the solution, instead of spending all the energy on what happened? And a lot of the times we can do that, or say your car breaks down, and then you're like, you're just, oh, this happened, blah, blah, blah. And then you just can get in a negative mindset. When you say, no, I am responsible, then you're taking back your power, and you're saying you're responsible for how you feel, and you don't react. And like, so if someone cuts you off in traffic and you want to react and you don't, you catch it right away. That's overcoming. That's getting another breadcrumb, another piece of information, a piece to the puzzle, so you can put it together, so you can find your home in your heart again.
Nice. So I'd like to jump also to these to this next segment, and we'd like to flash some pictures that you can expound on. So picture number 1 is about holistic healing. Tell us more about this, Jill.
So it is really important that you look after your body. So for me, I needed discipline. So I go to the gym almost every day. I love it. It's a great way to clear my mind, to, be in control of my body, discipline my body, be healthy and eat healthy. I eat a lot of salads, a lot of fruits. I meditate. So I do things that allow me to have control over my body, so my body doesn't control me. And really balancing what I am feeding in my mind, what I am feeding in my body, and what I am feeding to my spirit. So really paying attention, like, am I speaking life into my life, or am I speaking negativity? Am I taking the time to walk in nature and ground myself and connect to the bigger part of me? And so learning healthy habits is a really great way to help discipline your body, so you have more control over your mind and your body, and your spirit can teach you a lot easier, because you're not in your head up here, but you're grounded, you're sturdy.
Yeah, and your core is sturdy, your whole being is sturdy. So well said. Next picture, please. This is about personal empowerment.
So this is, for me, it's about changing my mindset, personal empowerment, not allowing negative thoughts to take me over, to know that I am more than just my thoughts. I am the consciousness beyond the thoughts. My spirit carries me. Everything happens in the mind, and to get control over, what am I thinking about? what am I staying out of my mouth? Am I speaking life over myself, or am I speaking negativity? Am I talking about other people and gossiping and projecting, or am I being responsible and saying uplifting things to people and feeding people, places, and things that uplift me, like being in nature and, you know, eating healthy and being in environments, you know, where I'm laughing, where I'm feeling good, where I'm, you know, being creative, like when I go to my poetry night, you know, doing things that nourish my mind so my spirit can work with my mind.
Nice, nice. And our last picture for the day. What is this for you, Jill?
Overcoming your thoughts, overcoming them. So I meditate. I go within, I raise my energy up through my chakra points, through my spine, and I go past my carnal mind. Because there's the mind, the thinking mind, right? That can take us over all the time. But we can go in meditation, we can rise above that thinking mind, you know, and then we can, that's how we reprogram our mind, because now we have control over our mind. We can allow spirit to work with it, to give us the downloads of knowledge, wisdom, discernment, and understanding, instead of just being on a lower mind with the collective thoughts, taking in whatever on autopilot. And you know, a lot of people sometimes will want to escape their mind because they have troubles with it. It is negative. And so some people will drink or do drugs or do bad habits or overeat, you know, trying to escape their mind. But then that's temporary, but you end up going below it. So then it all comes back and regurgitates. Whereas when you meditate, you go above it, but you get the same effect. You release yourself from that mind and you get in a state of bliss, and you're connected in unity. And that's what we want, is to come together in unity and in love.
Wow. You know, it's just been 30 minutes, but I feel like I have like 30 years worth of coaching from you. You are a true coach, Jill. So you also do professional coaching, right?
Yeah, life coaching. I write, and I'm a content creator. These are my 2 books, and this is more of a foundation, and this book is really integrating that. It's really allowing you to come outside of your box, to expand your spirit beyond your awareness, to beyond what you think that you know yourself to be, and allow yourself to be the real you. We're taught so much that we can't just be us. We're meant to be us. We all have unique gifts and talents that we need to share into the world. You know, every person is different. Like every snowflake is made different. We are all made different. We all have different gifts, and we all have a special, you know, unique personality and character that we need to express to each other, to teach each other, to uplift each other, to come together, to grow in creativity. And it's all about finding your gift, finding your purpose, going within and finding out what makes you happy, what gives you bliss, what elevates you, where do you want to be in your life? How do you create goals? What do you want to see for yourself? How can you make that happen? And taking focus every single day on the things that you want to accomplish, even for a couple minutes a day, you know, just taking that time aside to just really take time for you, you know, so you can be filled up. The problem is we give so much to people on the outside, and then we leave ourselves empty. Whereas we have to learn to pour that love into ourselves. So my books is always also about self-love, about learning how to pour back into ourselves. If you want someone to take you out for dinner, take yourself out for dinner. How does that feel when you take yourself out? You know, and if I want, I go take myself to a massage, or I'll get my toes done, or I'll walk in nature, you know, if you don't have a lot of money, or take myself for a little picnic. Do things that bring me in my heart, that light me up, that are healthy, that make me feel good, that keep me connected to the bigger part of me. Yes. And keep me grounded in my body. And that's what it was about for me.
Wow. Hey,
then I can pour from the full cup. Sorry, I interrupted.
By all means, you know, if you want to expound more, but I was just going to remind our viewers that we are actually going to mail to you 3 copies of Jill's book. Can you hold up the first book, Jill? So this very powerful book can be yours if you can answer the simple question from Jill. Jill, are you ready with a question?
Sure. Oh, I thought you were going to ask the question.
Well, I can also ask the question. And again, we have over 200 folks watching earlier. I think it's there's more as we speak. I cannot see how much more.
Where can you find my books? It's the first question.
That. Thank you for that. Right. So where can we find or where can we buy?
Where can you buy my books?
Yeah, where can we buy Jill's books? So Mark, if you can help us in the back, because we'd want them to comment either in our website, thefestivalofstorytellers.com, or in any of our social media platforms. Where can we find? Very easy. Where can we find Jill's book? Jill's book is entitled. Can you share your book, please? There you go. Healing Code
to Enlightenment. Talks about a little bit about some Christianity, but plus spirituality and how we can bridge it together to really integrate to be our bigger selves.
So how big is that book, Jill?
It's pretty big. My other books aren't as big, but this was the foundation. This is what really gets you really grounded in a new way of being.
Okay, and obviously, if you can flip the words, because my poor eyes, right? And I'm sure there's a lot of us with poor eyes will not have a hard time reading.
No, they're quite big.
They're quite nice. Big. So that's a bonus. That's a bonus, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm the same, so I want it to be good and readable. My other book is very good too. It's very, very good, very readable.
Okay. So Mark, I've seen some flashes of answers, which is obviously right. Her books are available on Amazon. All right, Amazon or Barnes and Noble here in the U.S. And in Canada, Jill, I think it's also available in your other retail shops.
Yeah, I was going to say, what is my website?
Oh, that's another question, right? That's another question that our viewers can actually answer. So we will wait for that. But in the meantime, we have I think a couple of winners already for Jill's book. Mark, who's our first winner? Who answered first? Where can we buy Jill's book? Lena M. I'm not sure what M stands for, but Lena, if you can drop us a private message of your details, your address, your email, and your number, that would be appreciated, so that we can connect you to Jill as well, right? And we're gonna send you Jill's books. Or hey, ask the winners to email us. So also you can email, apart from sending us a private or direct message, you can email us at info@readersmagnet.com so that you can claim your free book. All right. So Lena M from our Facebook account actually won Jill's book. Yay! And then the second question was. What is the website of Jill? Who answered first, Mark? Wow, see, everyone is also responding. I can see Barbara responding. So it is Barbara Augustine, right? Barbara, if you can send us a private message or email us at info@readersmagnet.com so we can mail you Jill's book. Happily mail you Jill's book and happily heal you and your loved ones through Jill's book, and so that would be awesome. Now our last and third question: is there any Is there any other question that we can think of, Jill?
What was my second book that I held up? What was the name of it? Whoever can answer first.
Whoever can answer first. This is fun. I love games, Jill. Okay, we will wait for answers. But what is the second book of Jill? I will give you a clue because we will talk about this very soon, and it has the word codes also in it, right? She's all about codes, right? We decode the happiness and the inner peace of Jill through those codes.
We break the matrix.
Uh-huh. Yeah, look. I'm doing a Kiana over here. Yes. We break
Breaking
the
free.
matrix.
Breaking out of
Okay.
her box. Yeah, you got it. Great job, Stephanie.
Right. Steffi Smith, congratulations. So our winners were Lena M. We have Barbara, and I forget her last name, but I'm sure folks in the background will take care of this. Info@readersmagnet.com. Again, Lena M, Barbara, and Steffi. Wow, congratulations, folks. Books coming your way, right? And we will connect you to Jill as well, so that Jill can happily coach you or happily answer any questions. Now, Jill, with coaching and with interacting and engaging with folks that have not healed.
Yes, I am on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. If you look up Jill Nypower, you will find me. Also, Jill Vinay. I also had gone through a divorce, and so I'm in the process of changing my name back to Jill Nypower. That's my real name. So my married name was Vinay, and I'm changing it over. And it's interesting because as I did this inner world work, my outward world's changed. And, things just start to get better and better and better, once you look at things and once you, allow yourself to and give yourself permission to be more, to have more, to be loved, to receive love. And you start to move away from people, places, and things that hold you back or hold you down or don't want to heal and grow and learn. And then you are open up to a whole new world where you can see with new eyes.
Yes. So despite the trials and tribulations that you go through, these new pair or new set of eyes are going to make you appreciate the world that we live in. Jill,
you'll have more joy.
Yes.
More joy. Find your purpose. Be happy. Live the life that you choose and not what somebody tells you to.
Yes. Very good. Jill, there was something that you said from the start of our interview. We were born to succeed, but
yes, we are born for success, but programmed to fail.
Wow. I mean, I've always heard born to success, but programmed to fail.
I have
you
tons
really
of
think
them.
so?
I think so because you look on TV, what is it feeding in your brain? Even on the radio, even on the news, is it positive or is it negative? What's actually going into your brain? Everything we listen to, we're opening our vessel up. That's why it says guard your mind and guard your heart. Don't allow people to, and for me, I was people pleasing. I was always trying to, put everybody else ahead of me because I thought that was the right thing to do, but it was leaving me empty. And I was pouring from an empty cup and my light was going out. And so I had to learn how to, look after myself and be grounded and stable and feed myself, and then feed the energies of the people that want to heal and grow and elevate as well, that want, better for their lives and don't just want to take my energy and use it in a negative way or to hurt people. It's all about being responsible where we're putting our focus and our energy so we can live our best life.
Yeah, live our best lives, become better versions of ourselves. I mean, wow. Yeah. So, Jill, you also mentioned that growing up, faith was, you were from a family of strong believers, right?
I was raised in a Mormon religion, but it didn't work. It was like I was stuck in this certain energy and I couldn't go beyond it. And it was like every time I asked questions, it was, there was extra doctrine and they didn't really teach me about the Bible. It was just, they talked about stories, but there's deeper meanings about the story. And it also talks about astrology. And Jesus says, practice the single eye, go within, raise your energy, follow him. And so, I don't listen to other things. I follow the way Jesus taught because Jesus' way works. And when I listened to his words and I did what he said, I got freedom. I got free of the box. I was able to elevate. I was able to leave limited mindsets, people don't get to control me. They don't get to manipulate me. They don't get to use me the way that they want. And for a long time, I allowed that to happen because I didn't know any better. I thought, I was being a good person, but I was enabling that bad behavior and I was teaching myself to treat myself bad. And so I had to separate myself. And when the people didn't want to treat me better and be respectful, I had to walk away peacefully. But it just made me strong because I knew that they just weren't for me. And I wanted to be around people that also could give back the same kind of energy. And that's what it's all about, finding energies that, a give, not like just people that take or use, but find people that want to be uplifting, want to be positive, want to grow, want to learn. And so you really are a product of your environment, and in that environment, I was being drained. I was being, feeling fearful, feeling, not good about myself. And when I started to say what Jesus said about me, changed my whole life. And I started to see the Bible differently. And I started to go deeper into it. And I started to research and to learn and to, to be the truth. And the truth will set you free. So knock and ye shall answer, seek and ye shall find. Like there's so many truths in the Bible, but there's also stuff missing. You have to look really deep to find stuff that they don't tell you about, because a lot of the people in this world, they want to control. They want to use your energy for their own purpose. And it's sad, but it's true that people people want shortcuts. They don't want to they want to just, take what they want. And I had to learn that about people, that not all people are good people. You have to find good people, but some people are stuck in their ego. They're stuck in the lower mind, in the flesh. The flesh runs them. And so it's not, no judgment towards it. It's not healthy. It's not, it's fractured. It's kind of like we're not broken, but we're acting out of broken trauma that's not healed, which is why I have my book, to look at those parts, to heal them, to overcome them.
Nice. Because
we're not hurting others.
Yeah. But you are a woman of a lot of faith, and you grew up with faith, but now you have a different semblance of faith, your own interpretation of faith, which is really admirable, because with this faith you are glowing, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah, right. Well,
yes.
I was able to finally elevate and be my inner child, love myself, from the inside out. And I still go to church. I just go about Jesus, about, the new covenant, because that's what it's all about. Because we are all Christ consciousness. We are all brethren. We are all equal. The problem is man has made themselves above other people. And that, has hurt us as a society. And it's made people, in poverty. Like I was put in poverty, literally. I had people steal from me, take from me, use me, abuse me, neglect me. Like I went through the worst, but I didn't let it harden my heart. And that's the trick, is no matter what is done to you, how you react to it is what's powerful and what's important. And to learn not to let people to just break my heart and play on my emotions, and to learn that some people just are how they are, and you can't train people. People are either going to be kind and nice, or they're not, or they want to heal, or they don't. And so that's fine. It's just, I need to be around people and environments that uplift me, that let me shine, so I can be feeding my energy to help humanity, to help people, take people off the street, to help people grow, to help people love each other, to celebrate each other, to lift each other up. That's what I love, because when you win, I win, because we are one.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jill, if they want to be coached by you, or if they want to attend,
they can send me an email at jillnypower@gmail.com.
Okay.
So Jill Nypower, JILLNYPOWER, it's my real name, at gmail.com.
Or they
Jill
can visit
Nypower
your website, right? And drop you a
Yeah.
note there.
You can do my website, but I don't know if I have my email on there because, I careful hacking. Like I had identity theft and all these horrible
Oh,
things happen to
wow.
me.
Yes.
But, it was just something I had to let go and start over. And that's the thing. You can always rebuild. When I left, I had nothing. I had only my mind. But at least I had my mind and I could rebuild with that. And I could start over because God loves me and God promised me victory. And I'm
Absolutely.
a conqueror. So you have
Yes,
to
you are.
Never give up. That's the words of the Vice. Never give up. Show up for yourself every day. And if you fall down, who cares? Tomorrow's a new day. Start over. And just keep going and going and going until you make it. Because eventually, even if 100 people say no to you, you're going to get a yes.
Wow, that was very, very powerful, Jill. Okay, we have some questions online. If we can flash some questions, and then we can also flash the email address of Jill. It's Jill Nypower or Nypower. Sorry for that.
Nypower at gmail.com.
Gmail.com, right? So
I just saw a message pop up, a question. I think it said about something about being stuck. The first thing you need to do is look at your environment. Who's around you? Who are people around you talking negatively into your life? Are people believing in you? Are they smiling in your face and wanting you to wish behind your back? Pay attention to the energy, to the feeling you have when you're in certain environments. To take a step back, take a deep breath. But being stuck, meditating really helped me. Taking walks in nature to clear my mind. I started to write out things, even my feelings, writing them out, getting them on paper, getting them out of my body, out of my head. And another thing that helps me with my emotions is just breathing hard, like taking deep breaths, getting that air flowing through our body because that elevates us, right?
Yeah.
And so, that's something that you can do. But for me, I was stuck because I had all of these people around me pulling on my energy. And and even if I loved some of these people, they weren't healthy for me. So that's the first thing. What is keeping you stuck? Is it the people around you, or are you doing something that's making you sick, like maybe a habit, or maybe something that's disempowering you, or a thought that keeps popping in your head? And then when that thought does come in your head, switch it and say, no, I'm amazing, I'm awesome, I am perfect, I am whole, perfect, complete, I am perfect how I am, perfect how I'm not. Look at different areas of your life and allow yourself to think bigger. No, I'm bigger than this. This is not the truth of me. And then ask, is this the truth of me? Is this who I really am? No. And to find out who you are, you have to get into your heart. So when you're in your head, picture your mind coming down into your heart, taking deep breaths into your heart. And that can calm you and ground you and help you to see more clearly.
Wow, I'm actually taking deep breath myself. Is there any other question, Mark? I have a question for Jill. How can I start nourishing my spirit today? What's the first step to take?
First thing, you got to drink lots of water. That's important. And I would start reading the promises of the scriptures. What does it say about you? What does God say about you? Not what man says about you, but that he's given you a spirit of peace and of sound mind. And I repeated these scriptures over and over, all the positive scriptures that would empower me. And that got into my spirit. And when that got into my spirit, it kind of took over. And it just more and more positivity started to happen. And it strengthened me, and it fed my spirit, right? And if you don't want to do that, because I'm not religious, I'm spiritual, but it works. I would, meditate, like I said, or just be in nature, practice your breathing, practice getting out of your head, practice doing things that make you feel good for you, like healthy things. Like, do you like to go bowling? Do you like, what are you creative? Do you like to paint? Do things that, a hobby or something that brings out your inner child. Because that's the trick, is we want to get open up our inner child, love our inner child, make it feel safe again, be our own protector, instead of, and stop letting people disrespect you. That's feeding your spirit too. As soon as people, you don't have to take it. You can say, I agree to disagree, and you can walk away. And you can only you're allowed to say no and allow people to be kind to you and treat you nicely. And if they can't, then walk away, because you don't deserve to be treated less than. And I learned that. It took me years to learn that, but I finally did. And it gives you power back in your life. Just don't give your power away. That's how I would say, to feed your spirit, don't give your power away, protect your inner child, and start focusing on positive affirmations. Write them down, say it out loud so you hear yourself say it, so it can start to take over and reprogram your mind.
Wow. Okay, so for more coaching, you can actually email her at jillnypower@gmail.com. And I think we can take one more question from social media. Can we do that? All right, so how do you avoid these negative people, but at the same time, be kind enough to help them better themselves? Where's the balance, Jill?
You know what? I went to God and I said, God, remove those who are not for me. Remove those who are hindering me. Remove those counterfeits and men and women in cheap clothing out of my life. I gave him permission. I told him, I gave it to him, and he did. He showed me things about people. He allowed me to see in the spirit people's true intentions, and allowed me, because I'm empathic, so I could feel energy. And so I could see, beyond what the physical shows. I could see through in their spirit, the darkness or the light in them. And so for me, I ask him, say, please take this over, help me, guide me. But you have to, when you say that, be prepared to lose people out of your life. But that's okay, because those people weren't for you. And then it gives you a chance to be free and cut those cords of those people holding you back. And you still send love from a distance. You just don't allow them to pull on you anymore, because then otherwise they're just pulling you down, and then you'll never elevate.
You'll never elevate. Again, powerful words from Miss Nypower. Jill has I think been a blessing this afternoon. I mean, this is just day 2. This is just day 2, ladies and gentlemen, of the Festival of Storytellers, and we are unraveling. We are listening. We are taking in. We are being coached. We are being fed with all this positivity from our dear authors. And right today, right in our very eyes, Jill Nypower has shed a lot of light. So Jill, again, what is the title of your book?
My book is Healing Codes to Enlightenment and Activation Codes for Full Authenticity and Power. Take your power back today.
Take your Nypower back today.
Take your power back. You got the power. Don't give it away, people. Nobody has permission to tell you what to do. You have the power all inside of you. Every answer to every question is inside of you.
And where can they get your book?
Oh, www.jillnypower.com.
All right. Yeah, you can easily go to her website, or you can order one from Amazon, right?
Yeah, Amazon.
Yes.
Lots of different places you can find it.
Lots of different
Or
places.
Archway Publishing is who I deal with, so I would go through them to make sure it's secure.
All right. So, thank you very much, Jill, for this empowering session. You are not only the author of the hour. I think you are the power of the hour, right? This is such
for my next section.
Okay, this has been truly a powerful hour with you, Jill. I am inspired. I am motivated. I just feel the energy, right? Straight from Calgary to New York City, I feel the energy and the love, for sure, and the love. So, folks, again, I am gonna be sounding like a broken record for those that missed it. Jill, show your books again, please, and tell them where they can get it and what they can get out of reading from your book.
You can change your life. You can put the pen back into your hands and rewrite your story, and not let the opinions of others make you be something that you're not. Take off the mask and be the real you, because the real you is perfectly and wonderfully made. And God loves you just the way you are. And he will show you the path and the way and the things and the places and the people that will help elevate you and get you to your destination. Live the life of your dreams at www.jillnypower.com. Healing Codes to Enlightenment and Activation Codes for Full Authenticity and Power.
Wow. Healing codes definitely unlocked this afternoon here at Readers Magnet. And you know what, Jill? We are again elated. We are very honored for being part of the roster, the powerful roster for the author of the hours. And again, this is only day 2. Folks, right? This is only day 2. We are up until the 2nd of February. So that's the whole 2 weeks. That's 12 more days or 13 more days, including today. January 20 to February 2 of this year, 2025. What a way to start this year with the longest running virtual book fair there is for the authors, by the authors, and really for all of us to take in, for all of us to just soak in the experiences, the understanding, and really the
Pay
the
attention
winning.
to your patterns.
That's correct. That's correct. So Jill, at Readers Magnet, we have this very famous slogan. Are you aware of that?
We share your story with the world.
That's right. But we have to say it together, okay?
Okay.
Because but before we say that, I again on behalf of Readers Magnet, thank you. I think an
Thank you.
hour or the last hour was not enough, but you do have more sessions, right?
I'm going to be a moderator coming up for to find your purpose. So you stay tuned for that. That'll be coming up in a later date. And that should be an exciting hour as well. Get some inspiration and some good insights from some of the other authors.
Yeah, and as Tish would say, you actually have to share because
Share. Get it out there so we can spread the love and the positivity and wake people up.
Yep, wake people up, right? Wake people up is definitely what's going to happen, because at Readers Magnet, 1, 2, 3, we share your story with the world. With the world. Thank you, folks. Thank you, Jill, and have a good one.
Tell us about your book.
Yes, my name is David Witherington Stewart. I'm a Florida author. I'm 80.
Carol Kinney is a writer. I write
Our very intimate Readers Magnet author we have here, Alan Karen Rennie. It is Unfaded Beauty, book 1 of 4, the new Proverbs 31 Women series.
Yes, my name is David Witherington Stewart. I'm a Florida author. I'm 80.
Carol Kinney is a writer. I write
Our very intimate Reader's Magnet author we have here, Alan Karen Rennie. It is Unfaded Beauty, book 1 of 4, the new Proverbs 31 Women series.
Tell us about your book.
Yes, my name is David Witherington Stewart. I'm a Florida author. I'm 80.
Carol Kinney is a writer. I write
Our very intimate Reader's Magnet author we have here, Alan Karen Rennie. It is Unfaded Beauty, book 1 of 4, the new Proverbs 31 Women series.
Tell us about your book.
Yes, my name is David Witherington Stewart. I'm a Florida author. I'm 80.
Carol Kinney is a writer. I write
Our very intimate Reader's Magnet author we have here, Alan Karen Rennie. It is Unfaded Beauty, book 1 of 4, the new Proverbs 31 Women series.
Catch yourself catching yourself so that you can self-manage, so that you can self-improve.
Even more than the delicious adoration of elephants and grapes. A lot more. I love you more than koala bears, baklava, Regal Hotel.
Tell us about your book.
Yes, my name is David Witherington Stewart. I'm a Florida author. I'm 80.
Carol Kinney is a writer. I write
Our very intimate Reader's Magnet author we have here, Alan Karen Rennie. It is Unfaded Beauty, book 1 of 4, the new Proverbs 31 Women series.